Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Annie. This is flosstube number 111. And yeah, welcome in the year 2022. It feels a little bit strange to say that. Yeah, so what's going to happen? This is a normal update video. I'm going to show you all my updates. I have six projects that I have still stitched on in 2021 and haven't shown you yet. So I'm going to do that. Then I will give you a little bit of a life update. A lot of you asked me about my grandma, and of course I'm going to give you an update. So far I can already tell she is quite fine. But I'm going into a bit more into that in the end of the video. So yeah, that's going to happen then. After this video is completely done, I'm going to start editing. While I'm editing this video, I'm going to pack everything away and prepare for my next video, because I'm also going to film a whip parade today. That I'm not sure I'm going to upload today. That might happen tomorrow or even the day after, but I'm going to at least film it today. So I have a clean cut. I have shown you all my progress for 2021. Then there's this clean cut, and I'm going to start stitching for 2022, because I do want to stitch something today. So I need that clean cut, and I have to do both videos today. So I would say let's get started with everything I stitched on. One other thing I wanted to say at the beginning of the video. I had a night shift yesterday, and it was my second night shift. So I'm super tired. It's only 11 a.m. I basically had around 3 hours of sleep. That's not a lot. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more sleep while editing this video. That normally works out kind of fine. So I'm hoping for that, and I'm also hoping that I find my words and can describe everything I want to, because normally when I'm as tired as I'm now, I notice my English is very worse. So we will see. I try my very best. Okay, now let's get started. First of all, the last Monday when I filmed, I told you the project I was going to stitch on that day, and the project was the Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. That's going to be the finished piece, and I know that corner is a little bit not so good. I basically had water damage on the pattern, but I can still read everything on the pattern, so I won't print it again. It just looks a little bit strange. So when you saw it last, I had finished band number 12, which was my year-end goal for 2021, and I had a tiny little bit of a start in band number 13. So I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. I'm so happy I actually finished the first color of band number 13. There will be a second color to finish that band off, but I had never thought I would actually get this color done. So I'm really happy, and you can see I really rounded the corner. The bands are getting shorter and shorter, and I'm kind of close to finish with this one. So I hope that I have a finish kind of early in 2022, but we will see about that. So yeah, that's my Twisted Band Sampler. I bring it a little bit closer to the band I did stitch. It was a cross stitch band, so not super exciting, but yeah, that's that. This piece is stitched on a 32 count white opalescent linen, and I'm stitching with the called for dinky dies. There's a conversion for DMC, one for Over Soie, and one for dinky dies, and yeah, I'm going with the dinky dies, and as indicated in the pattern, I'm stitching 1/2 full crosses, and the specialty stitches so far all with one strand. except for the satin stitches in band number 10, those were stitched with 2 strands. So yeah, that's my twisted band sampler. I only have 2 blues and then I think 3 purples left and I will be done. It's super exciting. So yeah, that's that one. And this was actually one of the pieces I did not reach my goal on last year. So to have my goal finished this year and actually done so much stitching and now being so close to a finish is really exciting. Okay, next. On Tuesday, I then started my work week. And so all the projects I'm now going to show you don't have a whole lot of progress. I'm fine with that. I know days I have to go to work, I don't get as much stitching, especially with late shifts. So yeah, I'm fine with that. It's just not as much as I had hoped. So project for Tuesday then was Hello Petal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'm stitching this one as a stitch along with some friends and whoever else wants to join. We started this on the 28th of October and then started part 3 on the 28th of December. Part 4 will be started 28th of January, so I have now close to a month to finish part 3, which is a smaller part. I think part 4 is one of the biggest ones. So yeah, we will see. Part 1 and 2 are already done, and I started on part number 3. So I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So basically with this project, I go through the color list from top to bottom and color complete over the whole part. This time it really worked out in a way that it was possible to color complete. Sometimes it just isn't because there's a few stitches in here and a few stitches up here, so I'm not going to count. But this time it worked out really well. The first color is not in there, but the next 4 are, and those next 4 colors I did finish. So basically I finished all the black, so the bunny's face and everything in this ladybug, as well as the red. So the ladybug is actually done. You can see those cheeks of the bunny, this color is done, and I did the white, which it's a little bit in his eyes, down here, down his body, not sure if you can see those, and in here in the middle is one white stitch. So yeah, that's where I got to with that one. Not a whole lot, as I said, but still happy with my progress. It is stitched on a 28 count even weave that was provided in the kit, and I'm stitching 1/1 full crosses. That's why I have a ton of margin, because Sally, so the owner of Caterpillar Cross Stitch, intends you to stitch 2/2, but I started my first 3 1/1 full crosses, so now I have to do them all with 1/1, and I really like the look of it. This is my 4th seasonal tree. All the 3 others I have already done. So this is the last one, and whenever this one is finished, I can finally start FFOing all of them, if I ever FFO anything. So yeah, happy with that, super cute, and can't wait to get back to this one. This one will actually be my travel stitching going forward. But I talk about that a little bit in my whip parade in the next video. So this video you won't get a whole lot of plans. Maybe if I throw something in between, but no intended plans section, because I'm doing a whole video on that later this day. Okay, on Wednesday, my project then was Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. This is going to be the finished design. And in 2021, I finished the first row of pages, so now I moved further down. And I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So you probably won't see a whole lot of difference. Basically, I did finish everything that's left in the moon, so the moon is now completely done. I needed a little bit more than one length of thread over here, and then I decided to first finish all of the border before I move into the picture and then into the backstitch. So I started with the little motifs in the left border. Basically, this pumpkin, there will be another pumpkin to the right of it, and that's going to be the border in between the picture and the backstitching verse. So yeah, I reached that with the black thread and did a little bit more in the bed below. And then I started with the orange, did the first color, or the darkest orange in the first pumpkin, ran out of thread, and then ran out of time. So yeah, that's everything I managed to do, but at least the bed is already done because it only needs black. There's still backstitching missing, and yeah, a lot of colors. So, but I'm still happy with where I got to with this one. Sorry. This one is stitched on the call for 28 count casual linen in the color Y Haunted by Pictureless Plus, and I'm stitching with the called for anchor colors. There's a conversion for DMC and one for Sullivan's USA, but it is charted in anchor, so with both the DMC and the Sullivan's USA, there are two symbols using the same thread color. In the anchor conversion, that's not the case, because it was charted in anchor, and also anchor is quite a bit easier to get here in Germany, so it was the obvious choice to go with anchor. And the moon is stitched in a Karen Water Lilies called Lemon and Lime. Yeah, really happy. As I said, not as much progress as I would have liked, but still better than nothing. And I forgot, the needleminder is from Denker Designs. Forgot to mention that. Okay. Then on Thursday, I moved to my next project, and the next project was Raven Queen by Mirabilia. So this is going to be the finished piece, and last year, so 2021, I finished the top half of the design, and now I'm moving into the bottom half and decided to start on the right background, on the background to the right. It's not a whole lot of stitching over there, and then I can move to the other background and then finally have the wonderful dress to stitch. So I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. Sorry. And this is where I got to. As I said, I concentrated on the background over here. I finished that line and then moved into the big stone part below. From top to bottom, I chose the colors from the top left corner and then did one length of thread before I moved on. And I'm quite happy with what I did. So next time, stitching on this one, depending on how much time I have, but I really hope that next time I can actually finish that part of the background, that would be really amazing. So yeah, that's my beautiful Raven Queen. Not a whole lot of progress, as I said, but still better than nothing. She is stitched on a 32 count gray linen, and I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses. Needleminder is from Denker Designs, and yeah, I bring her a little bit closer because she is beautiful. Yeah, that's my Raven Queen, and the little bit I did over here. But those lines, those are full crosses. 2 lines up here and 2 lines down here, and I think there were more than 50 stitches in one of those lines, so it's actually not bad. Just wanted to say it. I always say I did not do a whole lot and I'm not super happy with my progress. I wanted to do more, but I actually did quite a bit. So I should be happy. And I am. And I think we always wish for a bit more progress. At least I do. Yeah. So on Friday, yesterday, I then moved on to my last project for the book parade that you have seen now over the last, I think, 4 videos. So now you've seen the parade over 4 videos, and my next update or my next video after this one will be a full book parade where you have it all in one video. But I'm also talking a lot about my plans in the next video, so it's worth to watch. So yesterday, last project was Cinderella Rags to Riches by John Elliott. I'm stitching this combined version up here, and last year, so 2021, my goal was to actually finish Cinderella in Rags, which I did, and this year I then will stitch Cinderella in Ridges. She does have way more stitching. You can see it in her dress. That's a big dress. So we'll see how that works out. But I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So I finally cut my fabric. I started stitching and I had a little bit of thread on my bobbin, so I did that and then realized I really want to cut the fabric off because it's so annoying. I roll my fabric from the bottom to top and then hold it in my hand and stitch with the right one. I had so much fabric in my left hand, it was really annoying, and I knew I couldn't stitch for long because my hand would cramp. So I finally cut the fabric. Cinderella in Rags is Riches. Cinderella in Rags is finished. So I now know exactly where those 3 inches are, and I cut it over there. So what did I stitch on? Well, I did stitch on the window over here. I basically finished the window frame except for the cranny in here. I did not do the backstitched cranny in here, but I finished all of the greens and then started with those golden swirls. So I did that one and that one. And that's it. The window is now basically done. There are 1 or 2 more of those gold swirls over here. And as I said, the cranny down here and the backstitch cranny. But otherwise, I'm done. I totally ran out of time with this one once again. This corner down here is left out because that's where she holds up her dress and blocks the view onto the window. So that's that. And I'm really looking forward to continue stitching on this one. I will be continuing with all those gold swirls and probably first going around her head and then moving into her head. That's the way I did it with Cinderella and Rags. So yeah, that's that. She is stitched, or they are stitched, on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Fog by Pictureless Plus. And I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses. Needleminder is from Denkai Designs. And I can't wait to actually fill in the second half of the fabric. That will be amazing. It's super wide and not very high or tall. So it is kind of complicated to roll it up and not the most comfortable to stitch, but I will figure that out. I just can't wait to actually have both of those faces on here. That will be amazing. Okay, so now you would think I'm actually done with all the projects and everything I stitched on, and it's not true. Because, as I said, I did have 2 night shifts, and normally I would take, or I planned to take my crochet with me to work and work on that also for the rest of the week. And I just did not feel like doing that. So I decided to go with some cross stitching. And the project I really wanted to get more progress in before the end of the year was Mini Cinderella by Have It Enough Designs. The artwork is by Alexandra Daw. This is going to be the finished piece. And yeah, around the middle of this year, I was really hoping to actually finish her this year, or finish her in 2021. Then I moved, and that did not work out anymore. But I was still hoping to maybe finish her next year, which is probably not going to happen once again. But I at least wanted to get more progress in, and yeah, just have her look like a little bit more than she did before. And yeah, I know it's not going to happen that I finish her next year, and I knew that a few weeks ago. Probably if I wouldn't have done this kind of a parade and stitched on every project for a day and just focused on her, it might have happened. But I also did not want to do that, because there were a few projects where it had been at least half a year since I stitched on them last. So I did not want to put them on the back burner for another 3 weeks, and instead wanted to bring them out again. But that means she's not finished in 2021, which is fine. I did good progress this last week of work, so I think I'm fine with that. So I show a picture of what she looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So I'm really happy with what I did, and that I did stitch a bit more on her. With this one, page 1 is already done, and then I start, when stitching on her, I start going through the pages, and on every page I take the first symbol from top to bottom, left to right, that's missing, and then stitch one length of thread in that color. And then I move on to the next page. So I went through there twice. First time I think I stopped on page 7. And then I kind of wanted to go back up. And the second time I think I stitched through to page 9. I'm not sure exactly. But what did I do? Well, I did a lot up here that you probably can't see because it's white background, and I filled in quite a bit of that. The same happened in not so much, but the same happened down here. A little less progress down here than up here. And then I did a lot of stitching in here, which you probably can see. So yeah, I just did a lot of filling in up there. Quite a bit over here as well, over here, and a lot in here. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah, it looks amazing. And there are only 4 colors that have between 2,000 and 2,500 stitches left. The rest is below 2,000. So that's amazing. Yeah. Can't wait to get back to this one. I did reach 2 milestones. First, I got over 20,000 stitches done on this one, which is always exciting to have such high numbers. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. That's always exciting. And the second big milestone is actually a bigger one, and the one I'm more excited about. I have now done more than 50% on her. That's so amazing. More than 50%. Yeah, it's great. I did a lot in this in the outside of the clock, not so much on the inside, and especially not a whole lot in the girl herself. But I'm happy with that. It's more than 50%. I'm getting closer to a finish. She is stitched on a 28 count light blue even weave, and I'm stitching 1/1 full crosses, needleminder from Dankai Designs. And yeah, happy. And that's it. That's then the last project I did stitch on. So now let's talk a little bit of life update. Once again, a little bit of a warning. If you have problems with injuries or blood, please switch off. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to talk about it, and yeah, I don't want to gross you out, and yeah, so please switch off if you have any problems with that. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about my grandma. For everyone who did not watch my last video, my grandma on Christmas Eve fell down the stairs and cut her leg. So last time I told you, she was supposed to go to the doctor's the day after I did my video, and she did that. She was really lucky, so her normal doctor wasn't there because Christmas and stuff like that, so she went to another one, and she was really lucky. It actually was a surgeon, and he took a look on it and said, in his opinion, he thinks she needs surgery. He's going to give her a new bandage, but he would suggest she goes the day after, she goes to the hospital again and let them look at it. He thinks she needs surgery. So my grandma did that the day after. She went to the hospital and they agreed she needed surgery. So she actually stayed there. I found out because my grandpa told me basically not what actually was going on, but just grandma's in the hospital. He's going to be alone on New Year's Eve. Do I have time? Of course I didn't, because I had a night shift. But he was so worried of being alone on New Year's Eve that he kind of didn't care about my grandma. He is a little bit like a little child, which is actually really adorable and funny. But sometimes it's just a little bit strange. So my grandma had to stay in the hospital for quite some time, actually. She still is in the hospital. She did have the surgery on Thursday. On Thursday, she had the surgery. I told you last time, it is disgusting. If you have a problem, please switch off. She had that cut, and above that cut was a bubble of blood, which looked really, really not nice. They cut it open once before in the ER and pulled a lot of the blood out, but they did not clean it enough, and to actually really clean it and deep clean it, she needed to have the surgery. So that basically was what the surgery was for, to really clean out that bubble. Put a tube in, so everything, all the fluid that builds up underneath that is going to be pulled out. And on Monday, so in 2 days, she's going to have another surgery to then have that tube removed. So both of the surgeries, not very big ones, so it should go all right. The first one did. She does have quite a bit of pain. There's a tube in her leg. But she's in the hospital, so the painkillers are a little bit better than what you get to take home with you, so that's a plus. She's in a two-bed room, so with just one other person, and they actually get along quite well. There's not a whole lot of family members and so on allowed, so they actually have their quiet. And on New Year's Eve, she got salmon for dinner. She loves that. She always does that on her own when she's home. So now she got it in the hospital as well. And I think that did help. I need to check in with her today and see how she does. But yesterday, everything was fine and she was really feeling good. And after the second surgery on Monday, she will probably stay in 1 or 2 more days to be watched. And after that, she can go home and she should not have any problems anymore at all. then just the wounds have to heal, and that should be it. So yeah, it was a bit more complicated than we initially thought, especially on Christmas Eve when she was home after 3 hours from the ER. We thought it would be all fine and no problem at all. I think the doctors in the ER did make maybe no mistakes, but they did not look thoroughly enough. Probably because they wanted to have her out. They were busy and it was Christmas, so they probably wanted my grandma to be able to be at home as well. And I'm sure my grandma talked to them about that and said she really wanted to be home for Christmas. So yeah, but it's kind of a shame that they did not look thoroughly enough. I'm really happy that she got that surgeon instead of a normal doctor who he took one look and told her he thinks she needs surgery. So I'm glad he did that, and my grandparents went back to the hospital to actually get it checked out. And this time they really did. So yeah, everything's going to be fine. And she's doing well. Thank you everyone for checking in and asking about my grandma. I know this is a channel about cross-stitching and I'm not supposed to, or a lot of people think I'm not supposed to talk about life updates, but this was something that really moved me, and I had my mind on that a lot. So I think I kind of used you to talk about it, to vent a little bit, and yeah, it helped me, so I'm glad I did. I'm sorry if I disgusted you with those stories. But yeah, it helped me, so I'm glad for that. And thank you very much for all of you who wished my grandma well-being and who asked about updates. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. It does. Yeah, so grandma's going to be fine, and I hope you like this video. Yeah, I'm done. I haven't told you everything I wanted to, and now I can start with my parade. That's going to be the more complicated video. So we'll see how much time that will need. We're coming on to noon, so I should have enough daylight left to actually do my parade, because that was the big problem with my night shift yesterday. I was really struggling to figure out how I'm going to do this video, because normally after night shift I sleep to around 1 or maybe sometimes 3 p.m. If I had done that today, then I would have had 1 hour to film 2 videos, one of them probably being longer than an hour. So that just wouldn't work. And so, yeah, I had to get up super early to do those videos, but I really wanted to do them. So, yeah, that's life. I know I didn't need to film both videos today, and you probably would have been fine with my normal filming on Mondays, but I, for myself, wanted to have that clean cut between the years. So, yeah, I have to suck it up. Okay, yeah, that's now officially it. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, whatever you like. I'm happy about all of that. And I will be back in another video. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, or even on Monday. We will see about that. But it will be coming, and you will get a full parade in a bit. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I see you in a bit. Bye!